ranking Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark-Aliyah, Boston, and WNBA's 5 best young cores. The good news? In the contemporary WNBA, there are so many intriguing rising stars that roughly half the league could make an argument for best young core. You've got the Seattle Storm with defensive talent Ezi Magbegor, 24 years old, leading the team in rebounds, 8.7 per game, and blocks, 2.3 per game. Jordan Horston, 23, coming up as an exciting guard, and Mika Mull, 23, patiently waiting for her turn. You've got the Dallas Wings, who've been famously plagued by injury but have a few up-and-comers who can make an impact given some patience and a bigger opportunity. You've got defense and redemption in Chicago, reason for hope and la. Despite the bleak present and something brewing in Indiana that we haven't seen since 2016, or maybe we'll look back and realize we never seen something like it at all. The bad news? Not everyone can make the list. As we look ahead to the future, here are the 5 best young cores consisting of players who are 26 years old or younger. Emerging in the WNBA. 5. Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream might only be no. 5 on this list, but they've got one of the deepest pools of potential young talent. 2022 no, 1 overall pick Ryan Howard, 24, is averaging 16.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, 1.8 steals, and 3.2 assists per game in her 3rd pro season. Her shooting in particular is already up there with the league's best, and her overall game is a great example for so many young players around her. Haley Jones, 23, Letitia Amahir, 22, Nayade Puch, 20, are all first-round picks on the rise, and Naz Hillman, 24, intrigues as her minutes increase. There's just a bit of uncertainty as we await bigger roles for all of these players, but we like what we see so far, and the Dream have certainly got options as 2-time All-Star Howard keeps growing. 4. Washington Mystics. The injury misfortune Shakira Austin, 24, has had is an absolute shame, and after finally looking healthy after her hip injury, she left Monday's game with an ankle setback. Hopefully, it isn't anything too serious because Austin was showing us all why the Mystics picked her 3rd overall in 2022. In 11 games this season, she averaged 12.6 points, 7.3 rebounds, 1.0 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.0 block. Big things are coming once she's fully healthy. Then you've got Aliyah Edwards, 22, leading the team in rebounds of 5.7 per game and blocks with 0.8 per game. Jade Melbourne, 22, has also become a guard to watch. Considering the Mystics are one of the worst teams in the league this season, they're definitely on Paige Bucher's watch, and she'd complement Austin's size and defense perfectly. 3. Chicago Sky. Look, it's tough to put a team with Angel Reese, 22, Chennedy Carter, 25, and Camila Cardoso, 23, at no. 3. In our current reality, especially with Carter's inspiring campaign this season, they're at least top 2. But it's clear they need scoring help, and as they fight for a playoff spot, this will only become clearer. Reese and Cardoso are 2 of the most entertaining rookies to watch, but they both excel along the boards and have similar rebounding strengths. It makes sense. You wonder if the Sky thought Reese would even be on the board at no. 7, and since she was, they obviously went for talent over fit. Look at Reese making history, her latest feat, becoming the first WNBA player in history with back-to-back 20-rebound games, and drafting her was a no-brainer. But now that they have her and they're in this situation, they've got to get her, Cardoso, and Carter an elite sniper to round out the young core. Still no. 3 ain't too shabby in a league oozing with young talent. 2. Los Angeles Sparks. Look, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's safe to say the league worst Sparks, 6-24, are in the Paige Bucher sweepstakes. You consider that, and you consider 2024 no. 2 overall pick Cameron Brink, 22, only played 15 games in which she looked great before her season was cut short, and you really start to dream big about the Sparks despite the current reality. And speaking of the current reality, it honestly isn't as bad as it looks if we're looking at it with the future in mind. Rickea Jackson, 23, is having a solid rookie season averaging 12.4 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.3 assists in 27.4 minutes per game. Zia Cook, 23, is showing potential in a limited role, and Ari McDonald, 26, has been another positive spot leading the team with 4 assists per game. Sure, it's easy to romanticize the players we arguably know the least about in a pro setting, but Brink fit in seamlessly. Bucher's will be ready if the Sparks get her, and I'd argue Jackson is exceeding expectations. 1. Indiana Fever. WNBA.com compiled an anonymous survey of gems around the league ahead of the season. The only unanimous answer? Which team has the most promising young core? Indiana.